What's up everybody, this is Grant again from Thunder Laser USA, and today I'm back with another vlog video showing you step by step how I would laser engrave and cut a puzzle. So let's get to it. All right, so the machine that I'll be using is the Nova Plus 35 with a 60 watt RF tube. Now some of the materials that we'll need on hand for this project will be one sheet of wood for the backer, one sheet of wood for the puzzle pieces. I like for those to be different so that there's more contrast. Also, I'm using some edge lock magnets to hold the material flat. I'll be using the 1.5 inch laser head today to help with the kerf. Some glue for gluing the pieces or gluing the backer to the border. And then some clear coat for this unfinished wood. All right, so the next part in this process will be to design our file. We'll be using Cuttle to get our puzzle file. We've actually partnered with Cuttle to get you 1 free month if you buy a Thunder Laser. So let's go over to the computer and get this designed. We're gonna jump right into Cuttle, and I'm gonna show you guys how you can get this puzzle file and edit it to fit whatever you're needing. So we go to Cuttle.xyz, templates, scroll down on the left-hand side to puzzles and toys. Now the one that I'm gonna be using is the jigsaw puzzle, and it's actually free. Click on that. Scroll down to the very bottom because that's where we're gonna be getting this SVG. Now, what I'm looking for is something that is 7.5 by 5.5. So I'm gonna change the rows to be 7, and you'll see down here that it's 7.5 by 5.5, just like I need, but you can adjust this to whatever kind of style and format best suits your project. When I imported it from Cuttle, this is exactly how the file looked with this first outline and all these little puzzle cutouts. And then I brought in the photo file from ChatGPT. I made a little border for the outside of the puddle, for the outside of the puzzle. And then here's the backer cutout. All right. So I've got my settings over here pretty much where I think they should be. 10 millimeters a second, 65% power for the cut. And then for the photo engrave, I've got 350 millimeters a second with 18% power. We're running at 300 DPI with Jarvis as my image mode. All right, so I'm gonna send this over to the laser and run it. All right, now we're at the machine and I'm going to swap the stock 2.5 inch head for the 1.5 inch. Loosen the thumb screw, twist out the head. One more thing I wanna touch on is the reason behind me using the 1.5 inch head here is because the 1.5 inch will make the laser beam as fine as it can get. So my kerf will be super small and these puzzle pieces will fit perfectly together. Now this is where my edge locks come into play. I'm gonna use these to make sure the wood is as flat as I can get it. Boom, still bowed, but that's much better than it was without it. This is the laser head, top left-hand corner, origin, and then autofocus, so that we get the correct distance away from the material. One more thing, I always engrave before I cut, because if you cut first, the pieces will drop down, and then you're engraving out of focus. So always make sure that you engrave to stay in focus, and then cut afterwards. When you're laser cutting puzzles, kerf is very important. Kerf is the amount of material that's removed whenever you're cutting. So you want that to be as fine as possible so these puzzle pieces fit perfectly together. Now that's a feature that you can update or change in Lightburn. And if you have more questions about that, leave them in the comments below and we can maybe make a video doing a deep dive into what kerf is and how to adjust it. But today I'm using that 1.5 inch head to bypass adjusting the kerf. All right, so we're done with the cut now. Move these edge locks out of the way, move the head out of the way. And there's our puzzle cutout. Pretty clean. So let's remove this carefully. Whoa. Oh, I lost one. Still pretty good though. I'm gonna throw it right here. All right, now our backer. Set that in the machine. Use the edge locks like I did last time to keep it as flat as we can. This is already pretty flat. Now, this is from Creative Cut Supply. We're actually partnered with Creative Cut Supply, and they sell all various different types of sheet goods for wood. This one is a pre-finished sheet, but check them out. You go to our website, go to products, materials, and then Creative Cut Supply, and you can see what they offer. Okay, so the photo engrave and the cutout of the puzzle pieces is complete. So I can remove this. And now I'm gonna cut the border and the backer. So I can cut these at the same time together. I can turn off Cut Selected Graphics and use Selection Origin. Since this is a little thinner than the puzzle pieces, I can actually go a little faster with the cut. So I'm gonna increase my speed from 10 millimeters a second to 15 millimeters a second and send it over and run it. Our cut for the border and the backer is complete. Move this out. So here is my border and here is my backer, and it's gonna sit just like that. I do have this extra piece here that I can save to use for something later. Now we can get to putting it together. So I've got my super glue here. Throw some dots on this border. Gotta make sure they're not too big or else it'll bleed. And hoping that this wood glues really good. I'm sure it will. All right, let's just give this a shot and see what happens. They're all gonna be screaming at me in the comments for how I do this. But if it works, you know? I do have a little bit of bleed out. This and push on it a little bit. And this dries really quick, so it's probably already in place. I also wanna spray the clear coat onto the puzzle pieces. So I'm gonna go ahead and go outside and do that. All right, now we're outside and I'm going to use this clear coat to seal the engraving. It's completely dry now, so we can move to putting the puzzle into the border and the backer. Now, one important thing to note is when you zoom in on this, you'll see that there's no buildup and no char throughout the engrave and the cut. That's because I had my speed, my power, and my air dialed in perfectly for this job. So having the right machine for the job is very, very important. All right, so we're done. We got that completed and put together. I give it 2 thumbs up. That was great. The settings came out perfect, the cut was perfect, and the fit of this was excellent without even adjusting the kerf and just using the 1.5 inch head. So if you guys want to see more videos like this, please leave your suggestions in the comment below. And if you would like to learn more about our laser machines, we'll have our email and our phone number in the description. Thank you.